Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope everyone is doing wonderful. Today is Sunday, so we just got home from church. It was a really nice service this morning, so I hope everyone else is having a great Sunday no matter what you're doing. Today I wanted to film a video on the differences in my two pregnancies. So I have an 18-month-old and then I am pregnant now. I am almost 24 weeks pregnant with my second, and I've noticed quite a few differences from my first and my second. And in the beginning I thought that was because maybe I was gonna have a different gender. So my first is a boy, and so I was like, oh, so everything's so totally different, maybe I'm having a girl this time. Nope, it's a boy again. So it's crazy to me how people are like, oh, maybe you'll notice differences if it's, two different genders. Like they'll say a girl makes you sicker and this and that, and that has not been the case for me because my pregnancies have been totally different, and I have a boy and I'm pregnant with a boy. So no girls for me yet. The first big thing that people ask me, our first was planned. We were expecting him. Our second one, not so much. It's a blessing either way, but we were not expecting it. It was a surprise, and I mean, we're happy, but I definitely was very shocked whenever we first found out. Sorry, I have my notepad here that I jotted down stuff that's totally different. One big thing that was kind of scary to me that's different is with my first, I felt him super early. I felt him, I would say, around 15 weeks. And some people were like, oh no, that was probably just gas, or you probably didn't feel him that early. No, it was real movement. Because whenever I felt hard kicks, they felt exactly the same, just harder than what I was feeling before. So I know that it was definitely him that I felt so early. With my second, I have an anterior placenta this time, which means that the placenta is in front of the baby. So anytime that he is kicking or hitting or whatever, he was hitting or kicking my placenta instead of my stomach or my uterus. So I couldn't feel him as early. So I actually did not feel this one until recently, 22 weeks, which was weird to me. I mean, I know that from 15 to 22 weeks doesn't sound like that big of a gap, but whenever you're not feeling your baby, it's scary because I was like, well, I felt the first one so early, why don't I feel this one now? And I was just a wreck, all the time. And the way that military doctors work, we don't see the doctor as often as I did with a civilian doctor, because where we were when I had my son, there wasn't a hospital on our base, so I was seen by civilians. And now I'm seen at an Army hospital. Even though we're Air Force, I'm seen at an Army hospital, and they space the appointments out a lot more. So I hadn't seen the baby, I hadn't heard a heartbeat or whatever for that stretch of time that I wasn't feeling him, so it was nerve-wracking. I just thought something was wrong. But everything's fine. I did find out that I had an anterior placenta, and that is why I didn't feel him, which it makes sense. A lot of people had told me that probably was the case since I felt my first so early and I didn't feel this one. Sorry, I kind of get out of breath now that I'm getting a little farther along. Going on with the movement, my first was so active. From the very first time I felt him, I don't think that there was a long period of time that I didn't feel him. He was constantly moving, constantly flipping, kicking, hitting, nudging me, hitting my ribs, hitting, my bladder, everything else. This baby is so calm. He moves and I can feel him, and he'll kick and he'll let me know he's there, but he's not moving constantly. He sits still through the day. I like to, feel him because it lets me know that he's there and that everything's okay, and because I'm one of those paranoid pregnant women, but it's nice whenever he's not constantly kicking, constantly hitting me. I'm sure that it'll get that way the farther I get, but right now he's pretty calm. And like with my first that was constantly moving, he's still constantly moving 18 months out of the womb. Like he is always on the go. Like unless he's sleeping, the kid is moving. He's not sitting still. He does not like to sit still to do anything unless he's tired or he's sleeping. So hopefully that means this baby is going to be my calm, let's just lay down and relax and hang out and chill type of kid, which will be a-okay with me. So with my first, I was nauseous and actually getting sick from, I would say, 5-6 weeks onwards, literally up until right before delivery. I was sick every single day. I was on nausea meds the entire pregnancy. I really couldn't go, any amount of time without feeling sick. I was constantly feeling sick. I was constantly actually getting sick, which is awful. With this one, I still have bouts of nausea. The first trimester, I was not as sick. Like, I want to say now, like, I'm still sick, but it's nothing near like the first. So it's just like a breath of fresh air. Like, I can actually make it through the day without getting sick. Like, I do have some triggers, like some smells. For some reason, when I eat salad, that makes me sick with this one. I don't know. I crave salad with my first, so I really don't know. Like, it is totally different though. I'm not as sick, which is great. That's one thing that I thought maybe the gender was different, because I was like, I'm not as sick. Like, I'm not getting sick constantly. I'm not, like, I can actually get out of the bed without having to run to the bathroom. Like with my first, every time I brushed my teeth, I got sick. Every time. Like, it like defeated the purpose of brushing my teeth almost. I mean, I still brushed, but it's like I would brush, get sick, try to brush again because I had just gotten sick, and it would happen again. It was like, so I was like constantly like mouth washing just so I would have fresh breath because it was so bad. With this one, I really hardly get sick. I still have some bad days that a lot of things will make me sick, but it's not an everyday thing, and it's not nearly as bad, which is amazing. Like, I can't say enough how thankful I am that I'm not as sick this time, because it was awful. I lost so much weight. Like, it was so bad with the first. Oh God, just thinking about it. With my first, it's so bad. I craved McDonald's. Like, I always wanted a Big Mac and chicken nuggets from McDonald's, which is so awful. And at our last base, literally as soon as you went out the gate, there was a McDonald's on the right. So I don't know how many times I sent my husband out at like midnight, 2 in the morning, to go grab me food, and he was a blessing because he went pretty much every time as long as he was home. Since he does work 24-hour shifts, some nights he wasn't home and I had to either go get my own or suffer through and not have McDonald's. But it's so bad. Like, I just wanted McDonald's all the time. Like, but now, I don't know if it's because we're not, in the United States anymore. Now that we're in Germany, I don't crave it quite as much. We do have McDonald's here, and it actually is better quality food here, but I don't crave it. Like, I think I've eaten it twice this pregnancy, and like, I don't just crave it. But now with my second, I crave like Asian food. Like, I want rice, I want chicken, I want noodles. Like, I want Asian food all the time. And we have a pretty decent Asian place here that we get food from a lot that I really, really like. So, kind of a weird difference there. Another 2 things that kind of tie in together. I felt a lot more uncomfortable a lot sooner this go around, which I guess makes sense because my body, has already been through it, already has started to change a lot quicker. Like, muscles are stretching and things are moving out of place a lot sooner because they've already done this before. I felt a lot more uncomfortable a whole lot sooner this time. Like, one thing that I've noticed is I feel a lot of pressure already down there, and I did not feel that till way later with my son, and I run out of breath so quickly now. Like right now I'm like I run out of breath so much quicker now, like with this baby, and my activity levels are pretty much the same, other now I'm chasing a toddler and I wasn't before. So nothing really has changed in that department. It's just I run out of breath, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I literally can sleep for like 11 hours when my husband's home, and I wake up and I'm still like, oh, I didn't even go to sleep. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I'm so tired now, which, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like, usually your second kid, you're beat down from, you know, having a toddler if they're young. My son's only 18 months old, so he's pretty reliant on me still. And my husband works 24-hour shifts, so he's gone for a whole 24 hours. So it's strictly me with my son all day and all night. And he still kind of wakes up. He sleeps pretty well during the night, but sometimes he'll wake up if he loses like his passy or his teddy bear, and he'll wake up. But other than that, I mean, he sleeps pretty well, but I'm just tired. I'm just so tired. Like, I can't complain, because I know in a couple months that tiredness is gonna like triple, because I'm gonna have a newborn that wakes up every hour or 2 hours, have a toddler that's gonna wake up early in the morning and want to play. So I'm not complaining. I'm blessed. I'm glad to have a healthy child and then a healthy child on the way, and I'm excited to have 2 little boys. All my friends who are boy moms are like, oh, having 2 boys is great, it's so fun. And I mean, I'm the only girl in the house. So I have my husband, my son, we have a male dog, so I don't know, maybe I'll get my girl one day, we'll see. But yeah, that is pretty much the main differences that I've noticed in my 2 pregnancies. If you have multiple children, leave down in the comments anything that you noticed that was different or even the same in your pregnancies, and if they are both the same gender, or if you have opposite genders, or, you know, just let me know. I look forward to hearing from you guys. If you enjoy videos like this, I know my channel is kind of all over the place. I like to do a little bit of everything. So if you enjoy baby updates or things like that, I would love if you would subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!